Well, welcome everyone to 2025. My first, actually, Carl's Corner from my world headquarters back here in California. I did one a little remote when I was in Florida about a couple weeks ago. But I want to thank again my for the seventh time for almost a year ago, my dear friend and buddy. I want to be there in Nashville one of these days and see you in person and do it. But here's Frankie Ray returning for his seventh time. Hey, welcome back, Frank.
How we doing, everybody? It's good to see you, Carl. It's good to see everyone here at the Carl's Corner podcast. It's number seven, man. It doesn't feel like number seven. It feels like just yesterday we started these, but I think you said when we walked in, we started almost a year ago.
Yeah,
So it's
right after the holidays.
full circle
Yes,
moment. Yeah, it's
when
first
we introduced you.
full circle moment.
So get
Pretty
us up
cool.
to date, buddy. I know you had some really great news when we last talked back in the fall,
Yeah,
and
man.
going up to the holidays, and give us a little bit
Mhm.
of an update.
So things over here at Frankie Ray Music, they've been great. We just released the EP in late November, which we had talked about last time in the last call, I believe, right before the holidays. And it just the success of that went great. We had an awesome release party the day after everything was released. It had great responses. The party was super fun. We did all the songs from the EP in order, and then when we were done, we danced it out with everybody in the room to some of the covers that we do down on Broadway. And it was just a great night just to be able to say that we released the music. You know, I think I still, even to this day, am kind of sitting here and I say to myself, wow, like, I released my first EP. I didn't even release a single first. I just released an EP, and I'm
So what's the
happy
response
that I
been
did it. I
so
did it
far?
with my friends.
Here's your
What was it again?
online. How's the response been? Now here is the your website with the
Mhm.
way people can find it. Now, how's the response been since it's been released?
The numbers have been great. We last time I looked, we're over 1,000 streams, 1,000 streams on Spotify for every song. So it's over 1,000. Once it gets over 1,000, it kind of waits until there's enough data to put like a 1.2 or 1.5. It kind of waits for data before it starts putting that on there. So it I think we're building as time goes on, and I think for me, numbers for the music industry, numbers are everything. But for me, with this project, I think it was a huge experiment. I felt like a mad scientist just getting it out there, getting the music out there. And so I wasn't so much worried about the numbers being there in the beginning because I know over time I'm going to meet people that are going to want to listen to it and are going to want to hear it. And it's just kind of something that I can whip out of my pocket and say, hey, you want to hear my music? Go ahead, go to Spotify, look up Frankie Ray, and you'll find me. And so it's worked out really well like that. And so the numbers, I'm always checking biweekly, just like what the numbers are looking at. And everything is going up and it hasn't really dropped. The numbers haven't gone down. So and the steady pace has kept up. So it's been a good release. And I'm excited to just get more out there. Yeah, on that.
Now, as a good lead in, now, how long did it take to record? Because we got a little funny little video we could run. But
Yeah.
how long did it take? And I guess some guys were frazzled a little bit, but how long did it take to record everything?
For that, so for the Frankie Ray EP, officially every song was recorded in a 4-hour studio session. We went from the beginning, we set up, and then we went all the way to the last minute with the engineer of the studio coming in to tell us as we were finishing the final mark. Um, so we used up every bit of time that we could. Then we had an overdub session, which we added fiddle and organ and different instruments like that too, which also took an additional 4 hours. So in total recording time, it was about 8 hours. And then if you add the additional overdubs after that were done in my mixing engineer Neil Mehta's home studio, that took probably added another 2 to 3 hours worth of time. So we're looking at a total of 12, 13, maybe 15 just to even it out. 15 hours of recording time and hundreds of hours of editing and mixing, which came out to be an incredible project and an incredible 5 songs.
But you have a nice little spoof video here about your
Yeah,
guy.
this is
You
the
can
recording
describe
process.
afterwards.
Billy, how many songs you can record tonight?
32!
Garrett, how many songs did you record tonight? 50! Oh, Colin, how many songs did you record tonight? 43! Frank, how many songs are you recording tonight? 7.5.
I think it was a nice little.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well,
It's
how'd
a
you
funny
come up with that spoof rather than something really serious and professional?
At this time, at the time that we were recording, there was this trend going around on social media where people would be like, how many how many basketballs are you gonna how many hoops in basketball are you gonna make tonight? And say they're on a basketball team, right? How many hoops are you gonna make tonight? I'm gonna make 67, and they show the scoreboard at like halftime or whatever, and it's just like not 67. It's like a completely odd number. There's better ways to explain it, but there's a trend. This trend was going around, and I said to myself, I should make one. I don't always want to be serious. I want there to be fun. I want people to think that, to see that we have fun off the stage. So then when we get on stage, they can see what it's really like, which it is 6 times more fun on stage. So if you're thinking or contemplating to see a show, come see a show because it's a fun time. But I said to the guys, I want to do this trend. Let's do it. I'm going to get a recording of all you guys saying how many songs we're going to record tonight. And then when we get into the studio, I'm going to try to get a picture of you or a video of you just like standing there when we're waiting, because we all know deep down inside that in a recording session, there's always going to be just X amount of time that something is wrong. So someone's trying to fix that problem. And while someone's trying to fix that problem, everyone just stands around and waits. And this always happens in a recording session. I've never been in one that there wasn't a 15-minute break where everyone just had to sit and wait because we were trying to fix a problem. And so in this case, we were just waiting for someone to show up, to come in to just plug something in or something like that. It was something we weren't able to do. So we were waiting for a staff engineer to come in. And in that time, I was just grabbing pictures. So then you get Billy sitting there at the drums. And he's just kind of like looking around. And then Garrett was standing there. He caught me. And then Colin made a goofy face. And then I just recorded myself sitting at the microphone waiting to sing. It was made definitely for the musicians that understand it in the deep tone of it. But for the people that see the trend, they understand the idea of it. So
play it one more time just for the fun of it.
Billy, how many songs are you going to record tonight? 32! Yeah! Garrett, how many songs are you record tonight? 50! Oh, Colin, how many songs are you record tonight? 43! Frank, how many songs are you recording tonight? 7.5.
It's me every time. I think it's funny. There's a lot of the guys were like, all right.
Well, anyway, the last time we talked was right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it looks like you had a great holiday. You went back up north, to Jersey, because just to get people who may be just seeing this for the first time. I'm here in California, but I'm from the southern New Jersey area, and through relationships and friendships is how I got to know you. And you went back to Jersey. And who did you bring along to introduce to the family?
So I brought my girlfriend, Emily. We are just about to hit our 6 months coming up in February. And I got the pleasure of not only having her for Thanksgiving, but she also came up for New Year's and for that last week that I was home during that big Christmas, New Year's hiatus. And the family loves her. She's doing great. Luna even loves her. Luna looks a little distraught in that picture, but she just didn't want those antlers on her head. She couldn't figure out what was going on. But that's from Thanksgiving, and the other one's from Christmas or New Year's. But yeah, it was a good time having her around, and the family loves her. The kids especially, all my little baby cousins and my nephews and nieces, they all love her. She's willing to do makeover time with the makeup and stuff, so they get a kick out of all that.
Well, to be able to be from an Italian family and to finally be introduced to the family and make sure they get along, that's a big thing, correct?
Yep. It was a little nerve-wracking for me, but I knew who my family was, and I knew they weren't gonna hate her, and they all loved her, and she loves them, so it's been nice.
There's
been
no
nice.
hate in that family. It's just
No.
adapting to our lifestyle.
Acceptance. It's acceptance, and it's one of those things where all right, we got to add a chair. All right, we'll add a chair. Why not?
Yes, and you took a little trip, little vacation too that you haven't had, right?
Yep. Right before Christmas, me and my mother got the opportunity to go on a cruise, a Royal Caribbean cruise. If you look to the right, I think that's actually my face in my mother's picture there. But we got the opportunity to go on this cruise, and with her work and everything, and we haven't been on a really good, like a good vacation like that in a long time. So to be able to go and just be together and spend time with my mom right before Christmas too, it was a really special time for us. And and then I got to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time, and I got to spend time with them. And we had a rough weather during that trip, but it just made it. We didn't have to go and sit and sleep on a beach. Rather than we just went and walked around the ship and hung out by the pool that we could. And it was nice. You know what I mean? A couple drinks, a lot of food. I think I gained a lot of weight on that trip. But Royal Caribbean, you know how to stuff people up. But it was a wonderful time. It really was.
So I guess you're energized and ready now. You've been back to
Oh yeah.
Nashville how long now? I know you've been back about a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think we're looking at going on to. I think this is the maybe third and a half to fourth week that I've been back. We are kicking the ball running. We've got an incredible lineup of shows, and today I actually just booked new shows. I had an incredible weekend. If you look at the top of this poster here, I got to perform with a buddy of mine named Alvaro and Company. And so Alvaro is a very, very nice gentleman. He's a fellow Catholic like myself. And so I've met him through a lot of that stuff, and I've gotten to know him through a lot of the on-campus Catholic community and stuff like that. And so Alvaro and Company invited me to come and sing a couple songs in one of their collaboration shows they held at the Underdog in Nashville, which is capital DIVE, man. It is a dive bar, and they're proud of it. And you can't have a dive bar unless you're proud of it. And when I walked into this place, I looked at Emily, my girlfriend, and I said, Em, this place will only be a dive bar to me if it has a leak in the ceiling and they're not fixing it. And sure as heck, I looked on the stage. Alvaro looks at me and he goes, "How long do you think that beer's been there?" Because there was a vase kind of sitting there, like it was a bottle, like a long bottle sitting on the end of the stage. And he said, "How long do you think that beer's been there?" And I said, "Alvaro, look up." And there was just drips and drips coming out of the ceiling into this bottle. And I said, "This is a dive bar." But they loved the energy. They loved what they got to see, and so they actually wound up coming up to me and offering a couple, giving me emails and offering some gigs. And so I'm in conversation with them right now with the Underdog. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be really, really big for me to be able to say that I'm headlining a show with my name in lights officially on a marquee. I also just booked with a gentleman right before this call. I booked a gig that's not on any of these posters yet. But I just booked at the local Midtown, which is another bar and facility. They do artist showcases all the time, along with writers' rounds, different things like that. And I was just offered an hour-long artist showcase. This is the first time anyone's hearing about it, other than the band, because I had to make sure they were good for it. But you'll get to see Frankie Ray and the Canyon Band at the local Midtown this Friday, the 31st, and that's going to be 5 to 6 p.m. Nashville Central Time. I'll try to get a little live stream going for anybody at home, and that'll be 6 to 7, I guess. Yeah, 6 to 7 Eastern Time. And then what would that be your time, Carl?
You're 2 hours behind ahead of me, so that would be like
3. So you would be 3 to 4. So you guys would
Right.
be 3 to 4. If I go live, you can watch it then.
right.
Yeah, so with that, I mean, just two incredible opportunities that came from that show. Another incredible opportunity that arose is Wicked Ollie's vintage store, clothing store. This place, man, is just something that you guys need to see. Wicked Ollie's, I met the owners in the Underdog during the show, and they came up to me. First, the wife, Robbie, came up to me, and she said, the one owner, it's a couple ownership, wife and a husband and a wife. And so Robbie comes up to me and she goes, incredible job. I own a vintage store. We dress artists all the time, and we're kind of in the OG Broadway area. So we're right across from the Opry. We're in Music Valley attractions, like all that stuff. And I thought it was great to meet her, and I said, you know what, me and my girl will be in soon. We'll come in and check out the store. She said, also, we have a stage in there, and we have performers every now and then. I said, all right. In the back of my head, I'm like, okay, you got a stage in a vintage shop. How cool can it be, right? How cool can you make this be? Now, you're in Nashville, which I would say is probably the home of vintage shopping and the home of thrift, because there's just such incredible places you can find with incredible things from all the way across the century and all that, and just different generations and stuff. And her husband then comes up a few minutes later and says, hey, my band for tomorrow called out. Would you be interested in doing a couple hours acoustic? Okay, sure, why not? Okay. I've never performed in a vintage store. I was already planning to come to the store. Why not do it? In that time, I got his information, texted him the next morning. I was there by 1:00. I did the gig, got to know Garrett and Robbie, and they are some of the kindest souls I think I've ever met in my entire life. They saw my goals. They got to hear my aspirations. They got to hear my music in full flesh, and I think it worked well. We built a good chemistry, and we're already building a relationship and a friendship together. And that friendship has already started to prove itself to be something that I would love to have these two people in my life for a very, very long time. They're incredible stylists, both in their own right. They are lovers of any genre of music. They know every type of music. They have incredible artifacts and different things that the Hall of Fame is trying to take from them, like not take from them, but wants to buy off of them, wants them to donate, and they're holding on to it because these are things they cherish. They are inspired by music, and they're committed by music, and their whole thing is to bring style and music together and push it out to the world. And they have an incredible shop. And anyone who gets the opportunity to go out and meet Garrett and Robbie, I mean, when have you ever been to a store that has seats for you to sit at right in front of the counter so you can sit and have a drink and talk to them? It's amazing. It's amazing.
You have to get some video. Are you going to get video from this?
Yeah, so Wicked Ollies actually post a live stream every show. They live stream every single show that ever happened in their little stage. That live stream from just yesterday is up now, so you guys can go and watch that at Wicked Ollies Facebook page. They're very easy to find. That's their little logo right there. And then all these shows here are all shows that I'll be doing. And I'm happy to say that the 31st, this Friday, before the local gig in Midtown, I'll be doing a gig with Hunter Worrell, which is one of my old buddies. He was my old roommate for a long time, for a couple years here in Nashville. He was one of my best friends. And so he's going to get up there and play a little acoustic guitar with me this Friday and get a feel for everything going on. So we're pretty stoked. It's going to be a good time.
So anything as far as touring outside of Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
As of right now, I think we're focusing on. I think personally, I'm focusing on spreading. Someone said that, Frankie, you're spreading like wildfire over Nashville, and I love that term. I love that expression of it, and I do feel like that might be happening in certain aspects. So I feel like I want to spread my positive wildfire across Nashville, and I want to conquer Nashville, and I want to make it a place that I know I can always come back to. And then I've already got some leads into pushing into Alabama, which is very, very close. Only a couple hours is the Alabama-Tennessee border. Same thing with like Kentucky, Louisiana, so I'm not afraid to get into those surrounding states of Nashville. I'm not afraid to do some weekends in Jersey. And I'd be interested in taking the band. So once the booking starts picking up, I'll start looking out for maybe a tour. But as of right now, I can't say that a tour is in our immediate conversation. Only because we want to focus on the Friends in Low Places gigs that we also have booked. That schedule that's on my Facebook that you were showing, that's all February. So come out and see the February shows. February 7th is Garth's birthday, so come celebrate with us for Garth Brooks' birthday. Um, so yeah, it's a good time. Also, Springwater. I totally forgot about Springwater. So, Springwater Supper Club. I reached out to them and they actually they responded and they were willing to book us a gig, and so we booked February 20th. It's a Thursday night. Admission is $5 to $10, somewhere around that range. I'm not 100% sure because it's kind of changed back and forth a little bit, but it won't be any more than $10. I won't let it. Tickets at the door is 21 and up, so make sure you got your make sure you're 21 and up. And then yeah, it's a fun little joint. It's a little dive bar right by Belmont. So if you're a Belmont student and you want to come out, come check it out. I will also have the incredible Mr. David Hilderhoff up there, who just released his first single. Very proud of him. Congratulations, David. And Mr. Billy Polino, my drummer, will be doing his solo stuff right before me, and then I'll be ending off the show. And we'll be going 9 to 12 that night. So come check it out. It's going to be a good old time. And yeah, Springwater Supper Club. We're excited to do them all. And remember, the local, I'll be having that on there by the end of the day. But the local, the 31st, this Friday, is going to be an incredible moment in my career. And I'm very, very excited to bring the energy to the local and to the underdog in the future, and also Springwater, along with continuing to bring the energy to Friends in Low Places, and now Wicked Ollies. So it's been an awesome ride, and I'm excited to see where it grows from here. I've been very, very antsy to get some of these shows done because I love doing it. February's jam packed, and we're still booking gigs. So I'm very, very excited. Very excited.
So the reason why you're in Nashville is twofold, because you're there for your schooling, correct?
Yeah.
And what year
Yes.
are you in now? You in sophomore or
So-
junior?
Yeah, I'm a second semester junior, so I've finished out my second semester junior year. I've been here just about almost 3 years now, and
Where are and name where you're at and the college and everything
yeah,
else? I
Belmont.
don't know.
Sorry, I assume everyone knows everything sometimes. But Belmont University, it's in the heart of Nashville, downtown Nashville. We're about 3 to 4 blocks away from Broadway, and I'm in a 5-mile radius of everything that Nashville could ever offer. And it's a beautiful city with a beautiful culture and incredible musicians. The Underdog, I got the opportunity to perform with people I've not performed with in a long time, or people I've never performed with, and that moment was just so freeing for my life, and for my soul, my musical soul at that, and to have that opportunity to just create music with people who love music. That is a powerful thing for a musician, and I know that bleeds out into the audience. And again, my whole goal in music is that the audience comes first. Everything I do is for the audience, and if it kills me, so what? I've been hospitalized for performing too hard, so it's it's definitely a
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Hopefully-
I've been hospitalized for going too hard.
You mean you needed
I
an
didn't-
intravenous bag or
I was
whatever?
not good. Well, so this was about a year and a half ago. I could tell the story. I'll tell the story. I'm not afraid of it anymore. But I can't believe I've never told you, Carl. All the podcasts, I've never told you I was hospitalized for performing.
We always
about
had good vibes, but this is not bad. It's just
yeah,
life.
I'm okay. I'm alive.
Right.
So I still got my
Thank
arms.
God.
So we're good, right? Thank God every day for that. But so August of 23, yeah, August of 2023. It would be last year. So August 23, I was hospitalized. No, August 23. I was hospitalized for severe dehydration. I basically I was performing in 100-degree weather outside in the heat of the sun. There wasn't much shade. We were out there for about 2 hours, just making music and jamming, having a good time. And I was not focusing on drinking water or anything other than what the Gatorade that I had at the time. So after that, I learned that Gatorade has more sugar than anything else in it. So I kind of told myself, like, okay, so maybe later I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't drink Gatorade anymore. I also sometimes forget that I'm 300 pounds and I'm 5'10", and I gotta watch my body, man. I gotta listen to my body. And once we finished the show, I was already kind of drowsy, and then I blacked out for a few minutes. Sat down. My body kind of had some interesting movements to it. Like my body was clenching in, my arms were getting weak, and I kind of went into an upright fetal position in a way, like I was sitting down in the fetal position. It was interesting. Um, so then it moved into me getting on an ambulance and heading to the hospital, um, where I spent my birthday. I spent my birthday in the hospital. It was just a one night stay, just to get me back into things. And there were a lot of personal things that I won't talk about that happened in the moment. But I think it was definitely a life changing moment for me, because I realized that there's artists out there who have had situations where they've been hospitalized, and a lot of them are due to drugs and different things like that. But at the end of the day, something like that can be a turning point for you. As a bigger artist, I wanted to, from that moment, I needed to start taking care of my body, and taking care of my health. And not only that, but at the time I wasn't really great mentally either. So I had that time in that hospital bed to sit down and be like, all right, Frank, you got to focus on you, man. And that gave me, I'll say that it motivated me less before it motivated me more. I went quiet for a while, and I took my own time, and I found who I was, and I found what I wanted to do. And I realized not too long after that I wanted to start solo. I wanted to build an empire. Um, and it's funny because now I'm looking at where we are. We're at number 7 podcast. That was right before we started podcasting. So
I was just going to say that was
at number
pre-podcast.
7, and I look back on the podcast. I watch them every now and then, and I say to myself, I'm like, dude, look what you've built, man, and look where you're going. You got to tell yourself, people. You got to tell yourself that you can do it, and you find that later, very soon in time, that you can do it. This helicopter is very loud. There's a helicopter.
Where
You'll find
exactly
very
are
soon.
where are you? I love the venue, being outside. Where actually are you?
I'm outside. So I'm outside of I'm right across from my library, in between two of the music buildings. I was walking back from a class, and it just looked really beautiful. So I was like, let me sit here and chill. And there's a little family over here running around having a good time, and helicopters flying around. And I'm like, yeah, this is great, guys.
It's two ways that I got to thank you, Frankie, for at least, here I am at my age. People are saying, well, what are you doing a podcast for? What are you doing it? And I've been doing it for it'll be almost 2 years. But
Yeah.
you've actually even saying when I gave you the invitation, because look, we hadn't talked in, many years.
Yeah, it's
But
been a while since you moved.
and,
So
and I thank you for at least getting it started. And look
Yeah.
how I've grown, that I've done so many other ones, and YouTube pages for other people. I'm looking for 25 that I would love to actually come to Nashville and actually do a podcast with the band. That's something that I'm
Yes.
thinking of. That say in the near future, when you say you have maybe a big gig and maybe a bigger venue,
Yeah.
at a certain date, then you can let me know. That's where I would love to do that. Maybe bring an extra camera and really do something there. So it's
Yeah.
it's great getting through this. And it's like, hey, little divine intervention, and God's telling you, hey, take care of yourself, and I'll take care of you for your.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I appreciate everything you've done. You gave me a unique seat in the industry by inviting me to be one of your first people and just hosting me. You gave me, having being as a young artist at that time and not really knowing where to start. It was really cool to say that someone had asked me to be on a podcast. You know what I mean? Someone reached out and said, "Hey, got a podcast I'm trying to get started too. Let's collaborate, and let's work together, see if we can build something off of each other." And the cool thing was I received fans through this podcast. I gave my fans, the people that have already started liking me and following me, they were able to see a glimpse of who I was through this, and then they also follow you. So once they follow you, then they go and watch your other stuff, and
And
that's how it all works, man. It's all about the networking. It's all about the
and actually, in
progression.
the beginning, I wasn't sure how it manifested itself. I just be looking at the YouTube in a little bit, but then when you mentioned no, you put it on your YouTube page and
Yep.
your actual website, and
Yeah,
I see that I said, "Oh my God, there it goes!" And then that first or
yeah,
second one, you did that TikTok
yep.
video while you were video, and everybody was saying like that gave me the recognition
Right.
too. So it's twofold. I thank you.
Yeah, of course, buddy. It's a full circle moment to look back and just to know that we're gonna move forward and we're gonna we're gonna do these podcasts hopefully up until as long as we can, and hopefully one day we can get you a nice big studio that you can work in, maybe we can make that
From your
happen.
lips to God,
You can hold
from
that
your
to me
lips.
too. I'll make sure it happens.
Well, from lips to God's ears, just like you're getting people just offering you stuff, and then maybe we can end up getting some sponsors and getting this up there that'll have its own legs. But you don't look for that for any financial up front. You do good work, it'll come. Just like you're finding out. You just went out there and people see your talent. Just like I saw your talent, I said, "Hey, what did I first say? I want to get you before you become
Before you're
famous."
famous, and
So I hope you won't forget me when you are famous. You're on tour.
I won't, Carl.
I'll be on that private jet with you flying
If
somewhere,
I
you
do, my
know?
mother will kick my butt, right?
Hey, it's great. And I did reach out to your uncle last September when I came back, and he was just too
Yeah.
busy just to sit down, go to the Philly diner and talk. But he gave me almost a word of confidence, like, look, what you're doing and anything come through him for you was just a great, sign of endearment too. I appreciate it from him.
Yeah, 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 man. It's been a good ride, and it's just going to keep going. I mean, we're just getting on the horse, and
Beautiful.
it's a beautiful, beautiful landscape ahead, and I'm very, very excited. Uh,
So, any possibilities of getting into some? I know, like with an ager, is getting into a bigger venue, maybe like 1,000 seater, 2,000 seater. Or you think you're that? First of all, you think you're there yet, or you still need a little bit more schooling?
so as for schooling, no. Um, I think the performance is powerful. I said something this to the gentleman I met yesterday, who is now uh, booking us at the local, and I said to him, I said, his name's Chris, and I said, Chris, I said, look, man, I said my numbers aren't there. My numbers aren't great. They're small. I said, but my performance is powerful, and it has the ability to speak for itself, and I am confident in that. And I've said that to a few different people, and some people giggle at you, some people laugh and chuckle, or they smile and they go, "Yeah, okay, we'll come see the show." I'm not. I don't feel as though I'm being cocky about that. I don't feel I'm being a butthead. I don't feel egotistical when I say that. I feel as though I think my performance is powerful, and I think that I've seen people be moved by the performance, and I want to be someone that is able to show that for the rest of my career. Someone who's able to influence change and good change and positivity. And so when I got to talk to him, he saw something, and that makes me comfortable to work with him because he's like, all right, I trust you. Let's do it. Let's see you perform. Show me how it's done. So I'm excited to work with this gentleman and the people that I have met along the way to meet him. Um, But I think as for 1,000 to 2,000, I definitely don't have the following. Like I said, the following is something that we're waiting to kind of climb and grow with. And I think I want to grow with my fans too. You know what I mean? I'm all right with that. I'm not rushing for people to find me. Of course, the numbers are great, and you need the numbers to be good to make it anywhere in this industry. But I, I'm all right with going the pace I'm at right now because we're kicking off strong, and we're going strong here for 2025. We got a lot of shows, and I don't plan to let that lessen up. But the performance, I want to make sure that it is top tier for everybody first. So I think for me, like the bigger venues are the local and the underdog. These are venues with incredible names on them. And people, historical people have performed on these stages, and to have that opportunity, I think that's a growth for me personally, and as an artist. Just to say that I've performed at the local, performed at the underdog, those are the places you need to get into in order to get your name running around town. So I think
Well,
as
this
humbly as I
little
can say, I'm
clip
excited.
that's only 26 seconds, but I could just see the powerful, take just when this little clip.
Yeah,
And I've
that's the beginning
seen,
of a show too.
yeah, I've seen all the greats in the venues all over, but it's the combination when I hear that. And you actually have a fiddle player too, right?
Yeah, her name's Tessa Dalton. Tessa
Amazing,
Dalton,
because
she's incredible.
I know
She is
John Cooler Mellencamp had a fiddle player too, and some of these other artists that had fiddle players that really
Yeah.
come up with an amazing feel to the music too. So, yeah,
It's been incredible, man. I've met some awesome people, and I get to work with even cooler people, man. It's just, I mean, Tessa's incredible. Her background is her resume at her age is phenomenal. She excels in bluegrass country and even like more classical terms of things. And I've even seen her do some pop songs, like violin on pop songs and stuff. She's insane.
did she audition for you, or you just found her?
So I've known her since like freshman year, but my friends had classes with her. The guys in the band had classes with her, so they knew her a little bit more than I did. And they were just like, when I had a buddy who played fiddle here, who I was closer with, when he left Belmont to go pursue a different career path at a different school, I said to myself, I said, all right, well, the next person I know is Tessa. And I think it was the best decision I've ever made to bring Tessa on the team, and I'm excited to have her with us.
Great. Well, why don't we just, as we wind down for this particular podcast, why don't we just give a mention out there now? Hey, I'm in California. You're in Nashville. We'll probably get a lot of people in Middle America. I'm just saying, Frankie, look out for Frankie Ray in 25 and beyond, and some his original. But for your people local in Tennessee and the Nashville area, let's give an update on where you're going to be in the next month.
Yeah. So next month, February, is looking incredible. Again, like I said, we just finished up at the Underdog this past weekend, just this Saturday. But do not worry, the Underdog, we're coming to you soon. Just got the email back, so we will be booking soon with you guys and making that happen. So be on the lookout for that show. Friends in Low Places, you know where we're at every Wednesday night, except for that 7th there. We're going to be there on the 7th for Garth's birthday, that Friday night. We don't have a gig that Wednesday the 12th, so don't come, but still go if you're able to get in. I'm not sure if it's a private event or not, but if you're free that Wednesday, make sure you go check out the band. Just don't expect to see us. Springwater Supper Club, February 20th. Very, very important gig for me. It's going to be an incredible little dive bar experience. 21 and up, tickets $5 to $10. They will be announced. That number will be specified on this bill very, very soon. I just have to figure that out. David Hilderhoff, Billy Bellino on that. Very excited. And then we have Wicked Ollie's Vintage Shop. If you're really looking for an experience of a lifetime, I'm telling you, they have Ernest Tubbs tour bus built into the store. It is before they finished the store, they parked Ernest Tubbs tour bus into it. So go check it out. It was originally Ernest Tubbs' record shop connected to the Troubadour, which is a venue here. And it is now next door. It is now the Vintage Shop, but it is next door to the Troubadour. A lot
Frankie,
of memorabilia.
You think maybe the next one we do means you have good Wi-Fi with hotspot, maybe you could do in there and actually talk about their venue?
I can talk to them on Friday and see if they'd be interested in something like that, and maybe even being on the podcast. They're looking for more publicity.
Yeah, that would give them a shout out.
they're looking for more opportunity. So I mean, that would be really cool.
How unique would that be?
That'd
Actually
be really
not just
interesting.
talking about that. Yeah,
It's a
and
it's a cool place. It's a cool place, man. There's pictures on my profile, and I'll be posting some more. So go check them
yeah.
out.
Think
Check it out.
about that for the next one, maybe like because I like this on location bit too, rather than a sterile studio, or
Yeah,
whatever. So,
I got tired of looking at my room in the back of these videos.
well,
Man.
hey,
It's-
we'll look back at humble beginnings, right?
yeah, I got to get a
Uh,
studio or something going. Maybe a backstage of a venue before we do a big show or something. I'll call you.
that sounds good because I do eventually want to be there in person, maybe, and actually do the whole band.
Well,
And
man,
one other shout out to the uh, your music. I don't even call it 45 or album. Your music. Your
album, EP, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the music, man. Go listen to it. It's these songs. I'm not the only one putting hard work into these songs. There were people I think worked way harder than me to make this happen. And go listen to it. Funny Feelings, Lady in White, Hello Catherine, My Heart, and Cried at Dawn. 5 incredible songs. And be on the lookout. We're gonna be recording very soon, and hopefully getting some more out there very soon as well. So.
Let me ask you this: have you thought about maybe doing a music video for one of those songs?
Yeah,
To promote it?
it's been in contemplation. I think it would be a good idea to get one done. I've had some ideas, but it's been a time thing, really, a time consuming thing. But once I get a weekend or so that can free up for that, I'd be willing to do it. Yeah, for sure. I've had a couple people also come up to me. Tons of people reach out to me. I think I get more music video personnel and videographers and photographers reaching out to me than any other form of artwork or artist out there.
Yeah, they want to be on the bandwagon too. They want to do yours, and actually, I would love to do it too.
No, it would definitely be really cool. I've had ideas for Funny Feelings, how I would do it. Lady in White, I've had ideas. It's as simple as trying to find a spot and then record it. I don't want to record it on Belmont. So it just comes down to when, where, and why, and how. So yeah, it's definitely in contemplation. I can't say that I've adventured into the conversation with anyone specifically, but I have talked ideas. A lot of people want to talk money before ideas, and I think that's just not what I want to do. I'm all right with paying somebody, but I want to talk about the idea first. I want to make sure that you're going to record. This person's going to record what I want. How I want to portray that song, and so a lot of conversations have been turned down because they're money based or stuff like that. And I understand.
Yeah, you got the predators coming out already, man.
Oh, it's fun, and it's funny because it's a lot of people who don't even have a portfolio to show. I'm not afraid to talk.
I do have
I'm not afraid to
production
talk about
background. I do have production.
I want to see a
background.
portfolio. I start asking for websites and they get scared.
Yeah, I do have production background to maybe produce and direct and help out in that regard. If it ever gets down to that, it would be kind of cool to come down here just to do that. And I was just looking at it for credit, and then we put it up, and then that's where you get the credit for.
Yeah.
But that looks really great, and looking forward to it. For we're not doing this January 27th, and can't wait for the next month or two. And anything in closing, Frankie?
No, just come out to the shows, come see the shows, buy your tickets. I think a lot of them will be in advance ability. So look up the venue name, look up the website, and then I think you could buy tickets through most of them. Springwater, I'm not sure if you can do an online ticket for. Underdog, I know you definitely can. And local, I think you'll be able to as well, but I'm not sure if they are going to sell tickets or not. I think it'll be a free venue. So come on in, come check it out, grab a drink, come get some food, listen to the music. We'll see you at Friends. We'll see you at Wicked Ollie's. Please come out to Wicked Ollie's. They are incredible people. Again, Robbie and Garrett. I love those two, and I'm looking forward to building a friendship with them and just working with them more. So
maybe we could do the next podcast from there. That would be great.
I think that would be sick. I think they would be really interested in that. Just a quick 45 minutes. They'd be all about that. So
sounds good, Frankie. Well, I appreciate that. If there's anything else we forgot, but if not, we could go wait for next time.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Well, close on this note on this 22nd clip.